Imagine a pivotal period when a single agricultural commodity was so central to the global economy. It was believed to hold more power than military might. International cotton demand initially fostered a strong belief within the Confederacy that their vital export, often called King Cotton, would compel European nations, especially Great Britain and France, to intervene on their behalf and secure their independence. This strategy, known as King Cotton diplomacy, was based on the premise that European textile mills relied almost entirely on Southern cotton and would face economic collapse without it. Confederate leaders believed this reliance would force these powerful nations to break the Union blockade and recognize the Confederacy as a sovereign state. However, this influential assumption proved to be a critical miscalculation. At the war's outset, European manufacturers, particularly in Britain, possessed substantial stockpiles of cotton, allowing them to weather the initial disruptions for a significant period. Furthermore, as the war progressed and the Union blockade tightened, Great Britain and France actively sought and developed alternative cotton sources from places like India and Egypt, reducing their dependency on the American South. Moreover, strong anti-slavery sentiment within the British public and government made direct intervention in support of a slaveholding confederacy politically untenable. The Union's persistent diplomatic efforts, coupled with the threat of war if European powers intervened, further complicated any potential foreign support for the Confederate cause. Understanding the failure of King Cotton diplomacy reveals crucial lessons about the complexities of wartime economics and international relations. It highlights how over-reliance on a single economic asset and the misjudgment of geopolitical factors can severely undermine national strategy. For historians, it underscores the importance of examining global supply chains and moral considerations in addition to raw economic power. The severe economic downturn in Britain's textile industry due to the lack of American cotton became known as the Cotton Famine, impacting hundreds of thousands of workers. Desperate, the Confederacy even resorted to burning some of its own cotton to try and create artificial scarcity and force European intervention, a drastic measure that ultimately failed to sway their strategic objectives. The long-term diplomatic fallout, including claims over British-built Confederate commerce raiders like the Alabama, further complicated post-war relations. Ultimately, the Confederacy's strategic gamble on international cotton demand did not secure the foreign intervention it desperately sought. Instead, it exposed the vulnerability of a one-crop economy and the limitations of economic leverage when pitted against a determined blockade and shifting global political landscapes. This critical oversight significantly contributed to the Confederacy's economic isolation and eventual military defeat.